Hello, crafty friends. Thank you for joining. Today we're making a card. Um, it is a postage card that is using various Concord 9th product. It's all from the same collection. And you know what? I really wanted to do a different type of card. I wanted to do something bold and bright and just happy. It makes me think of summer. And this Concord and Ninth set, it just really drew me in. And I had sold off some crafty stuff, and I told myself that when I was going to this craft store, that I would get something different, and different for me, and something that would just be fun to play with. And this Concord Ninth has proven to be just that. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make this card. It's a missing you card, but it's got this cute little sea theme or ocean theme, and it's so easy to put together. And honestly, I just love the colors. It's bold and bright, and just makes me think of summer. And I just love it. So, what are we using today to make this card? Well, we're using the Concord 9th Seaside Post Stamp Set. There's a coordinating die set that goes with it. And then there's also a stencil pack. Now, in addition to this, I'm using some inks. They're all from PinkFresh, but you don't have to use PinkFresh inks. You can use, whatever inks you have on hand. And so with this, I am using the PinkFresh Seaside and also Mermaid Cove. I'm using Candy Apple, which is a nice red, Grassy Knoll and Key Lime, Lemon Whip and Sunshine, Warm Buff and Dough, and then I'm also using the black archival ink. So just to save a little bit of time, I die cut some of the pieces ahead of time, and I'll show you what pieces were die cut. So I went ahead and I used the larger die. And I die cut 2 pieces of white hammermill paper using this die. With some scrap paper, I also die cut the postage, which is the small postage, which is this guy right here. And then I also die cut this sailboat and the sail. And yeah, and that was it. So I die cut this, and then in scrap white, I also die cut the sail and then the entire boat. And just be mindful that when you die cut this boat here, I kept that little die cut that's straight down the middle, and we're going to also use that on our boat. Let's see. Yep, so that's what I prepped ahead of time. I also have a card base ready and a black piece of cardstock that's mounted behind our pretty scene. So let's go ahead and start on our card. So I'm just going to set the stamps aside and the dies. And we're not using the die cuts just yet, so I'm just going to set these aside. We're going to start with the stencils. And like I said, I die cut 2 of these. So here they are right here. I'm only going to use a stencil with one of them. On the inside of my card, I have placed the other die cut that I used. I matted it on some black and then put that on the inside of my card. So this way I can use whatever sentiment I want. This is actually going to my cousin. We went to North Carolina in May, and we just had the best time. And I just want to send this card to her to let her know that I'm missing her and I'm thinking of her and our wonderful vacation that we had. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the stenciling. So I don't have a grip mat or anything. What I do is I just take a piece of tape. This is the removable tape, and I just kind of put it behind my die cut. So there we go. And I'm going to start with, there's 2 stencils in this pack. I am going to start with this stencil right here. They're not labeled, but this is the one with the sunrise or the sun on it with the lighthouse. So I don't know if you can see us on there. Let's get a good glare there. So this right here on the corners, Concord 9th, what they did was they etched out the edge of the die cut, and they also put the stitches in there too. So this way you can easily line up your die cut piece with the stencil. Let's see, let's get that going there. Make sure I'm all lined up. I'm looking at it from a weird angle, so I think I'm almost there. Okay, so I've got another few pieces of tape, so I'm just going to put that down. I'm going to tape it in 2 spots. Now, I'm also going to cover this up here, and this here is the sand that's along the beach. I'm starting with the yellow, and I don't want any of the yellow to show up in that sandy area, so I'm just going to take a Post-it note. Just kind of put it right there, and I'll make sure not to do that spot. So I'm just going to use the lemon whip, and I've got a little brush. Oh, I'm also going to cover up that that part of the lighthouse. So I'm just going to cover a piece here. Just going to put that right there. You don't have to do this. Like, I didn't do it on the first one. And you can see the yellow through there. But yeah, I just thought I'd do it this time without the yellow going through, just to see what it looks like. So again, this is the lemon whip. This is just a light yellow, as you can infer from the name. So I'm just going to start in the middle. I'm just going to work my way out. And I'm making sure that when I'm doing this, that I am going in both directions when I'm working my way out. So this way the ink doesn't settle in just one area of my stencil, because you don't want to have a whole bunch of ink showing on one side. So I'm just gonna kind of going around back and forth. This set is so easy to use, and like I said, I went bold with this one. I wanted to use some colors I don't use that often, but this would look really nice in pastel colors too. But yeah, I just wanted something big and bold on this card, so that's why I went with the these colors. Oh, don't you just love playing with stencils? It's so fun. Makes you feel like a little kid playing. I just love it. Oh, that looks good. You can tell already that looks nice. Now, if you want to, you can go over this with a little bit of a darker color, like sunshine. Like, let's say I just wanted to go in there right now with it, which I think I might, just to add a little bit more color in the center of that. So just to really add a little bit more punch around that sun. So what's next is the sand. Now, you might think, well, you know, what about this blue here? But this blue is on another stencil. The sea or the water is on another stencil. So we're going to go to this, to making the sand. And I thought I was going to use dough, which is a nice color, but it's just a little, I think, too dark for the sand that I want. So I'm going to go with warm buff, and I'm just going to go in there, and I'm going to start at the bottom and slowly work my way up. So thank you for joining in today. I'm so happy that you're here. I just love crafting with people, and feel free to leave your name and like where you're from, and I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, just tell me if you like using stencils too, as much as I do, and if so, what are your favorite stencils? Let's see. I'm just gonna add a little bit more dough. I'm just warm buff. I'm going lighter up towards the top, and then a little bit darker towards the bottom. Okay, so I'm done with my warm buff for now. We're going to use a little bit warm buff on our sailboat right here, just to give it a little bit of depth on our stamp. So I'm not going to put that away just yet. Now, also on this stencil, besides just that background, we also have the lighthouse and we have the sun. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that right now just to get those out of the way. So with this one, for the sun, I am going to use that sunshine. And yeah, it's perfect name and ink for the sun. So we'll just go right in there and just get that sunshine in. That is definitely a very happy yellow. So cute. Okay, so now we're going to put the, we are going to put this guy in, the lighthouse. So I'm, like I said, I'm at a weird angle right now, so I just need to make sure that I am getting this. So hopefully I'm lined up well. I'm a little bit further away from my stencil than I thought I would be, but I think it's going to be fine. Okay, so for this one, I'm using Candy Apple. I use this color so much, I ended up buying the entire pad. It just came in this week. And I'm so happy that I did. With Christmas coming up, I use a lot of this color. It is a great color. So again, I'm just going back and forth doing clockwise and counterclockwise motion. Now when you get up to the top of the lighthouse, you don't want to go down too hard because there's two like little tabs there, and you don't want to bend them up and get red in the wrong spot. But you don't have to use red if you don't want to. I wanted to use red because it makes me think of a lighthouse that's not too far from here. I'm in Nova Scotia, and there's a pretty lighthouse called Peggy's Cove, and at Peggy's Cove, and yeah, it makes me think of it. It's a beautiful lighthouse. Okay, so that was the first stencil done, and look at how much we already have done of our card. Isn't that lovely? And the thing is, you can go as light or as dark as you want with this. And like I said, you could use pastel colors, and that would look really pretty. Okay, so next, we're going to go with Stencil 2. And Stencil 2 contains the blue of the sea and the green of the grass. And you're also going to use Stencil 2 for the postage stamp right there. But let's go ahead and let's start with the grass and the sea. So the way this is set up is that your sea is going to have a little bit of the rays from the sun showing up on it, just like it's reflecting off the sea. It's a very clever idea. I like the way it looks. It's very pretty. Okay, so I'm going to pull my Post-it note out again and just kind of cover up that area. Okay, so I'm starting with the sea. I used two colors. I used Seaside and Mermaid Cove, and even though they're not in the same like package, for example. I think they blend really well together, and it gave this really nice bold color that goes well with the red and the yellow. So I'm going to start with the Seaside first, and then move on to the Mermaid Cove. So this one is definitely darker than the yellow, but don't worry, it's going to blend well. Just go really light and just kind of go both ways with it. And then when the shock is over from having such a contrast between the blue and the yellow, you can go a little bit heavier. Okay, so now I'm going to go a little bit heavier again, and then I'm going to switch to that Mermaid Cove. Okay, so I've got that. That one's done, so I'm going to the Mermaid Cove. Just going to lightly go from the top, because I want this blended really nice and even. Oh, you can see how that's blending well together, and this beautiful new bluish green color that's coming up. It's quite stunning. Yeah, that looks lovely. Okay, so now I'm just going to switch this here, and I am going to do the green grass. Oops. Yeah, I'm just going to get a new one. There. Might as well be safe with that. This is the last bit of stenciling we have to do on this card front. Like, look at this. We're only 17 minutes in, and we're almost done with this card. So I'm going to start with Grassy Knoll. That's the lighter color of the two, and then I'm going to switch over to Key Lime. Yeah, I think the next one I'm going to do is the pastel. I just really want to see how that looks. I think it'd look quite lovely. I was playing with this set earlier tonight, just seeing how this would look with lighter colors. Like No Mermaid Cove, a light hand with the candy apple, and yeah, lighter touch with the other inks. And yeah, that looks really nice too. But I do like the bold version of this with these colors. Kind of messed up right there in that corner. Just gonna go and put a little bit more in. Oh yeah, now it's blending. Moving a little bit faster. Like usually I would start out here and then kind of slowly go up so I don't have the lines on there, but there we go. Okay, so now let's lift this up and see it. Oh, isn't that pretty? What a lovely scene. That is really nice. That does remind me of North Carolina when we were there this May. We were there for a wedding. My cousin's son, he was getting married, and so her family is from that part of the country, and what a great little destination wedding for for us, like the family. Most of us are from Illinois. I live in Canada now, but it was nice to go there and just, see family again and just enjoy the beach. And yeah, it was lovely. Okay, so with this here, I took the small postage from the die set, and I'm just going to put a little bit of the blue. You can see it here just on the bottom, just to make it look like it's water. And so I'm going to go back to the seaside. I think I'm going to grab another, I'll go with this small one maybe. This is bigger. Oh yeah, I'll use this one here. This one would be better. Yep, so I just want to make sure that I don't go too dark. So I'm just going to slowly add a little bit of blue to this. Just on the bottom, and just kind of make it loose. Like, I'm not going to do a hard line to show the sea. I'm just going to let it just slowly fade to the white on top. There we go. It's perfection. These stencils are great. Okay, so now we have that. So we're almost done with the card now. So now what's left is we are going to, I forgot about the boat. We need to color our boat. So the base of the boat, just this part right here, I'm going to do that in the candy apple. And so I'm going to take my Post-it note again. Just kind of put it just right there. And then I'm just going to take my brush. Won't have to add too much more ink to this because I've got so much on there. Let's see, maybe I'll go a little bit darker. Actually, yep, I guess I do need to go a little bit darker. I had enough on my brush, but I guess not. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. I wanted it bold. So that's the base of the boat right there. I'm just going to clean that up really quick. This way I don't get ink on anything. Just going to wipe that off there. Okay, so with this, I'm just going to wipe that off. So with this, I'm going to do two things to this boat. We've got a mast here, and I want to show just a little bit of depth onto that. So I'm going to take that warm buff that I had, and I'm just going to lightly just go around the sail, just lightly, just to make it pop against the boat. So this way you can see that there's a little bit of depth onto there. Just lightly around the edge. Just adds a little something to it. So I'm just going to take some glue and just glue that on. Oh yeah, that definitely makes it, gives it a little bit more depth, like I said. Now, remember when I mentioned that when you pop this out, the center out, to keep that? What I did was I decided to put a stripe down the side of the boat. Like, why not? Why not add a little bit of depth and fun to that boat? Look at how cute that looks. Like, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I wanted to make it look a little fancy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take I'm going to use a different pair of tweezers there. Not so fine. Oh, I was just laying on my mat. So, oh, that's a lot of glue. That is okay. A little bit too much glue in there. I'm just going to wipe some of it off. Okay, so then I'm just going to put that right on my boat. Isn't that cute? It's a cute little racing boat. At least that's what I think it is. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside. Actually, you know, I'm going to go ahead and put that on here. Since I've got the glue out, I might as well do it. Isn't that cute? Yeah, so like you don't have to do it this way. Like you could do the whole thing blue, like with the frame around it, or you could just do an entire blue stamped image there and put the boat in there. That would look very fun and playful too. But I wanted to make it look a little bit like a stamp and a scene at the same time, like a postage stamp and a scene. So that's why I did it that way. Okay, so now let's move all this stuff off of our desk and we're going to go ahead and we are going to stamp some sentiments. So I've already done Missing You, but there are several other stamps in the set. There is Thinking of You. There's some little stamps too that could be used. Like they could just be used on the stamp itself. But I'm going to stick to almost the same thing here. I'm going to put this 10 cents there and the 25 cents, that little postmark there. And then I'm changing out the Missing You. And I'm going to put Thinking of You. And the reason why I'm changing this is because this is going to my aunt. So, oh, this isn't the one. Yeah, this is the one here. So you can see I was talking about this earlier, so I did it a little bit lighter, and this one's a little bit darker, so you can kind of see the difference there. It's probably hard to tell in here. But yeah, this one's a little bit lighter, but I do like the bold color of this when it's offset on the red. So it looks really nice. So yeah, I'm going to stick with this one, the darker one. So I'm going to put our cute little postage stamp aside. And I already have this set up. Okay, excuse me. So it looks like I'm going to put one there, one there. Yep. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay, so I'm just going to use black archival ink with this. Oof. Gotta wipe that up. Okay, so before I go too far into this, I am definitely going to wipe that ink off. I do not want to get this far and have ink on my card. So what I'm using here to clean this off is isopropyl, and I'm just wiping off with a rag. This picks up the ink really easy. And it cleans off your blocks really well too. Oh, and your brushes. Cleans off your brushes well. Okay, try this again. Oops. Okay. Oh, I've got to put the postage on. What was I thinking? Where to go? How did I make such a mess already? Okay, there we go. I forgot to put the boat on. Okay, so I'm just going to put that on just with glue. And the reason why I'm going with glue is because, number one, I have to put this in the mail. And I want to make sure that is not too thick for the mail. And then also I'm using that wavy stamp there across it, and if it's too high, then it looks a little weird. Okay, so I'm doing this one more time. Okay, this should really be inked up now. Just gonna put that on, and I got a block. My friend's dad made this for me. It's really nice of him to do that. Okay, let's see how they do. Yeah, it dried up on there. I'm just gonna wipe it off really quick and do it again. One more time. Could be too that my pad might be starting to, I don't know if dry is the right word, but yeah, maybe. I find I use a lot of this black, and it seems like every few months I am re-inking my my pad. Okay, one more time here. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, and what I did not do is I forgot to stamp a value in the corner. So I'm going to use, I already have 25 cents there, so I'm going to use the 10-cent. I'll use the same black ink. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I love this. What a great little stamp and die and stencil set. Okay, so now I'm just going to mount this on my card. So this color matches the sea here. I don't know how well you can see that. And I'm just matting it on some black here. And then after this is done, then we're going to add a little bit of glam to it. A little bit of sparkle. Okay. So what do you think of this card so far? We are 33 minutes in, and we are finishing up this card. This is incredible. The thing is, when you look at all the detail of this, all the different colors and everything else, like whoever you give it to would think that you'd spent a very long time making this, but really, it's a very short time. And once you, like if you wanted to make a whole bunch of these, like let's say you wanted to make this, instead of thinking of you there, you put like Merry Christmas, and if you had like a little, what do you call it, like little holly sprigs or something, or you know, some little die cut or little stamp there that's holiday theme. Like this could be a cute little holiday card from with a seaside theme. Like that would be really cute too. Okay. So if you like this card, if you like this video, make sure you hit the little like button. If you have any comments, feel free to leave a comment. If you have questions, you know, I'm here to answer them. And if there's anything you ever want me to make, using paper crafting, whether it's card making or junk journals, then just tell me, and yeah, I'll look into that. Okay, so like I said, on the inside of this one, the original, I did die cut that, and then I put black behind it. I'm not going to waste your time with that right now. I'm just going to put some bling on. And so with some bling, I went to Michael's, and they have these little gems there. And I don't know how many's in a pack. Like it's a crazy amount, and it's a lot less expensive than buying the small packs, especially if it's something that you know you're going to use often. And with these colors, they're perfect for a lot of the cards that I make. And so I thought I'd just buy the set. It's like a little iridescent set, and they come in different sizes. You can either, some of them come in um, like a mixed bag, or like in this case, since these match so much, you get a bag of, I can't remember if it's like 2,000 or something ridiculous. And yeah, I think I paid $10 for it. So you kind of like a deal like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my little sticky thing here. I think I'm just gonna put this like around thinking of you, maybe. Isn't that pretty? My gosh, these gems are really nice. Yeah, that looks... Yep. Okay, we're gonna go with that. I might add a couple more that way. Oops. I made a mess there, which I will clean up right now. Yeah, so I'm just going to continue with this after the live is done. But I just kind of wanted to show you, you know what, a little bit. Actually, I'm going to put the gems on it. That's going to bother me if I don't put that on. I'll put another one down there. Okay, so that's that. Thank you for crafting with me tonight. And again, if you like this video, make sure you hit the little like button, leave a comment, leave a question, if you want to see any other cards that are made, or if you want to come back on Sunday. We're doing a live on Sunday, and this one is, it's not a card. So it is going to be a little vintage looking journal. And again, this one is super easy to make, and I really love how this looks with the torn edges on it. And again, I've got my gems on there. So this here, I use several pages from a 12 by 12, but it could be easily done with you know, pattern paper on the outside and then like copier paper in the middle. It's super easy, and I hope to see you on Sunday as we make this one. So thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate your like and your comments, and feel free to subscribe. I'd love to craft with you again. Take care and have a happy crafty day. Bye.